Hi, I'm Jan.
I'm Mike.
And we are going to build a lifetime shed today. We dropped the kids off at preschool, so we have about 5 hours of kid-free time.
Assuming the sky doesn't fall down. It's kind of a bad day weather-wise.
So let's see if we can get this shed built before the kids come home or before it rains.
Okay, the first step and most important step is to start with a level, stable surface to build your shed on. They recommend either a concrete slab or something like we did here based on the slope of our yard and everything, which is a wooden platform that we built out of 2x4s and leveled out with blocks there. So we want to start with a good stable surface is step number one. First step, we'll lock the floor into place on top of the base. Again, if you grab that side there and kind of angle it up like I have it here, try to lock it in, and we're just going to come down so that it hopefully stays locked in like that.
Step one, done.
Step one complete.
Okay, we were having a hard time figuring out which screw we needed to use until we looked at the parts list and realized all of the bags are labeled. Here's a bag, it says truss. We look at the truss list, parts list, it says the TC screws in there. So that makes it a lot easier. So be sure and check your parts list when you're building.
This is what I like to call idiot-proof. Part number and then front left. I can figure that out. First attempt at snapping one of the panels in. They each have a little tab there. There's two here on the front side. So we'll snap these into place. There's a wood block that comes with the set. And you want to put that underneath the flooring, under that one tab, just like Jan did there. And then guide that tab in, Jan. Are we in?
Yep.
And snap it into place.
Got it.
Did you hear it snap?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep. Yep.
Now we're going to move the wood block to the next tab and do the same thing. Huh?
That one's already. Got it.
Definitely heard a snap. The panels snap in really, really easy. And then the screws go in really easy as well. There's pre-fit holes for everything. I think the key is a good drill, like the instructions talk about, with a adjustable torque to make sure you don't over tighten. We haven't done that yet, but I can see where that's definitely a key piece of advice. Screw it on in. There it is.
Okay, so we're at a point where we need to install some support channels, and by the diagram we can't quite tell which direction to go, but the directions say to look at the colored parts, the colored directions, and right here now we have a close-up and we can really see which direction the channel is supposed to go in.
Color pictures are nice. So follow the color picture directions here, and we see that it goes right under this notch with the holes facing out. So it's very easy, and then we'll just screw it in with those pre-drilled holes there. Done.
Okay, we are about 65 minutes into the project, and we already have almost all 3 walls done and the backsplash. Pretty cool thing is you can actually put the window on either end, put it on ours on that end to get more sun. And we've actually figured out after that first corner that these do snap in. They actually make a snap sound, and it's really simple. It's kind of like Legos for grown-ups. Pretty fun, pretty easy. Okay, ready?
Yep.
You hear the snap? Okay, no. It's a little tricky at the end because it's getting heavier to lift the platform.
Not too bad.
Okay. And one more.
Voila.
That's it. Pretty simple.
Okay, so the door in channel, this metal piece right here, slid right on with these little pieces here. There's a little channel that will just slide right on, so that goes real easy. The trick is really just to make sure these holes right here in this metal channel here are lined up so that you can see all the way through on either side, because these channel carriage bolts are going to go through the channel all the way to the other side and hold the little bracket right here for the door. And this just screws on real simply. So really not too bad, but took a little bit of time to read through the directions and make sure we did it right.
We couldn't quite understand the diagram for this piece right here, but that's what the finished product should look like as far as how they go together.
Okay, it took us about 40 minutes to assemble both doors and get all the hardware in place. This was a little bit tricky to figure out the the actual kind of spring mechanism here, but if you follow the directions and take a hard look at the pictures, it kind of went into place and it seems to be working fine. So it took us a little time to get through the drawings, but once we figured it out, it's working like a champ.
To hang the left door, simply got to make sure the pin goes in the bushing. And that's it. Left door. Now we're ready for the right door. So we are at the point where we need to install the vent, and we figured out a trick with the first one. You have to install the screen, and there aren't any holes poked on it, so to make it a little bit easier, we're actually placing the screen over the vent, poke a hole in the netting for the screen, and do that with all of them, and it makes it a little easier when you're ready to screw it in. It doesn't twist the netting quite as much. It would have been a little easier if they had pre-cut holes for us, but just poke the screw in first.
Alright, so once you get a panel out, the instructions tell you not to put in these top screws right here. And the reason for that is you install a roof support beam or brace right here, and you want some play to be able to do that. So what you do is just slide one end in, and then just push that since you haven't inserted the top screw so far, and then keep it going until it fits inside right there, and now you got some extra support there. Insert the top two screws, and then that panel is done. The roof panel's done.
Easy to do, but the directions, it took us a little bit to figure out what they were talking about, and we almost skipped that step. So it's step 16, but it's easy to do.
Hello. We got the roof caps to go, as you can see, and we will have the roof completely installed. So we'll get that done. Bye-bye.
Okay, we ran into a little glitch that we just want to warn you about, and the directions even say be careful so you don't mess this up. We're not quite sure what we did, but the middle roof cap for some reason isn't quite lining up. So we're going to have to unscrew and try again and make sure that it snaps a little more into place before we start screwing. Okay, we have fixed our roof cap issue. It just appears that you really have to push pressure from the outside like the directions say. It was kind of hard for us because, as you can see, we are up by rocks and on a slope, so it makes the roof really high. But you push from the outside and kind of really try to snap the pieces in like a puzzle.
Make sure everything is aligned very, very good before you start tightening those metal screws that you'll see. And
make sure it's aligned looking at it from the outside and the inside, because sometimes we looked at the inside and thought it was aligned, but we looked at the outside and could see it was off. So just double check before. We thought we had a problem. We're almost to the end, but check out the doors. They close.
Yep, everything works fine. Doors close, as you see here.
They're aligned. They look great.
Good. But these little hinge pieces here lock into the floor and into the roof.
This little piece.
It didn't seem like it was going to go down far enough. It seemed like it was stuck right there.
So close it and let's see, right? Oh, see, it just didn't reach.
So we were doing that and we were having a problem, but if you just push it down a little harder, it'll lock into place there, and then the same thing on the top, lock into place there, and then now the doors work as they should.
Ta-da! We're done! So lifetime shed. And exactly 4 hours, 45 minutes. We had a slight lunch break. So we made it before the kids got done, and as you can see, we did it before it rained.
And we are probably, kind of medium do-it-yourselfers, not...
Exactly. We're your average homeowners. We took our time, read the directions. We didn't rush through things, so you probably could do it faster if you're a little bit more mechanically inclined. Things like the door handles took us a little bit more time, but all in all, pretty easy. Welcome to our shed. Do you want a tour? Okay, here's the tour. Mike's going to open the doors.
A little bit of grass in there, but we got all the shelves up in the back.
Shelves in the back. We are waiting to put the pegboard up until we fill the shed and know for sure where we want things. And we still do have to anchor the shed down. But we've got, as you can see, skylights and a light. Ready? 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 Ooh. Oh! Ah! And we have plenty of space to put our lawnmower, wheelbarrow, weed eater, anything, you name it. That's a lifetime shed in our backyard by Mike and Jan.